Well, good evening and welcome to It's Your Voice. I'm Dr. Nuruddin. It has been quite some time since I've had the opportunity to address us here in the city of Greensboro since the pandemic came in. It's been almost 2 years, and I'm not live with you all tonight. I'm recording this, but it's been almost 2 years since we've been live. Um, Ray Bynum and I producing this program, and we've been producing this show. This show has been produced for well over 20 years now. We've been here on Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, well over 20 years now. So to have this opportunity to come back and address you again is certainly my pleasure. And we're looking forward to coming to you each Wednesday night as we move on into the remaining part of this year. So um, we've got a host of programs set up that we think would interest you, be of value to you, as it has been in the past. And we're certainly thankful to all of you who have supported us over these 20 plus years coming here on Wednesday night. So we're going to be talking to you as we move on into the future about what we think are things of importance to you. Tonight, I want to talk to you first and foremost about a couple of things. I want to talk to you about product, and I also want to talk to you about enzymes tonight. The value of enzymes, the importance of enzymes, utilization of enzymes. We cannot get away from enzymes if we're going to be healthy. Nothing takes place in your body without enzymes. But let me say this because before I get started here, um, the pandemic may cease this year. It could. We don't know. We don't know if there are other viruses, other mutations, variations of the virus that will be coming. We could see that in 2022. We're not certain. But the main thing is to be protected, period, from any virus. It doesn't matter whether it's cold, whether it's flu, whether it's COVID, whatever the virus is. We all need to be protected. And we can see, even though you've been vaccinated, there's still a possibility of there being breakthroughs. So all of us should be doing something every day, whether we've been vaccinated or not. We should be taking something to protect ourselves. And don't just think that the vaccination that we had by itself is enough, because we're seeing that it's not necessarily enough. In fact, we're even talking about boosters today, the importance of boosters and having boosters. And we can see the all out push that the government has right now to try to get um, methods of testing into our homes for free, masks for free. This is a dangerous situation that we're faced with, and we know that because over 900 million people, almost a million people, are dead already. So this is nothing for us to play with, and it's something for us to keep ourselves prepared for every day, because we're certainly here, just like we heard of Omicron, we're certainly here about another mutation to take place or variation of this virus to come about. So that's the first thing. What should I be putting in my body every day to boost my immune response? So let me talk to you first of all about a product. It's called Secure AV. And it's our product is manufactured for Genesis Health and Nutrition Center, exclusively for Genesis Health and Nutrition Center. You can go to my website and get it, drnuruddin.com. That's drnuruddin.com, and go there and drop down under products, and you'll see Secure AV. This is the product I'm going to talk to you about tonight. But let me say this about the immune system. Our immune systems are never at rest. They're working 24/7. And the modern world is being tested today as never before. Internal and external environmental challenges are on the rise. We all know this. creating an increased demand on our immune systems. I'm talking about the stress of life, all of what's being pumped into our living rooms every day by way of media, whether it's the internet or whether it's just the TV or it's the radio or whatever. All these impressions are coming to us on a regular basis, and they are extremely stressful. And it's creating problems. It's really compromising our immune systems. So, Genesis, our focus, the focus for this company here, Genesis Focus, is on how we can support the immune system nutritionally. What do I need to share with you regularly as a naturopath that will help support your immune system from a nutritional standpoint? And this is so necessary today. The primary function of the immune system is to protect the body against infection and against the development of disease. Support and controlled stimulation of the immune system is perhaps the most important step in achieving improved resistance to disease and reducing susceptibility to colds, infections, and cancer. This is boosting your immune response. This is huge. Now, most people now today have heard about the immune response since the pandemic. Before that, most people didn't know anything about the immune system, hadn't heard anything about the immune system, or if they did hear something about it, it just, came through the mind and left. It never even took up any occupancy at all. So it wasn't until the pandemic hit us like this that we started recognizing that it is important for us to keep our immune systems healthy in order to keep these infections at bay. So we can't get around this. We can't get around today making sure that we're taking something on a regular basis that will boost our immune response. This is critical. And look, we're talking about reducing the possibility of colds, infections, and cancer. Recurrent or chronic infections occur when the immune system is weakened. A compromised immune system can lead to further infections, causing even greater damage to the immune system's components. What are those components? Your thymus, your spleen, the bone marrow, where your white blood cells and red blood cells are produced, your tonsils, your lymph nodes, white blood cells. These are neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils, lymphocytes, monocytes, and specialized cells, macrophages, and mast cells. All of this becomes compromised, and all of this works to protect you. All of this works to keep you healthy. So when these things become compromised because the immune system is compromised, then we start losing the support that the body should be giving us on a regular basis to keep us healthy. The viruses that cause infections in the human body are generally smaller than bacteria and can easily pass through the tiniest of cellular and intercellular filtration systems. These are viruses, smaller than an atom, smaller than bacteria. In fact, you can't even see the virus at all, but they have the ability to penetrate through these systems and literally wreak havoc in the body. This is why it's so important for you to have proteolytic enzymes in the system. Proteolytic enzymes, protease, stops the virus or the protein from docking itself to the lungs. I said proteolytic enzymes. See, the virus is a protein. The spike on the virus is a protein. But when you take proteolytic enzymes break down that coating dissolve that coating. Once the coating is dissolved, then the spike cannot dock itself or attach itself to the lungs. So taking proteolytic enzymes daily is critical. Also, in addition to making sure the immune response is high. The immune response is where it needs to be. This is critical. And here's the other thing they question. They say, well, why are children now getting it? First, we heard that, well, children wouldn't get it. 9 out of 10 times the children wouldn't get it. Well, why? Why were we saying that? We were saying that because they had more proteolytic enzymes still in their banks, in their metabolic banks, in their internal banks. They still had proteolytic enzymes there enough that if the virus came into their bodies, those proteolytic enzymes literally dissolve the coating and stop it from being able to dock itself or merge itself or connect itself with the lungs. That's what was going on. So somebody asked the question, well, why are these young people getting it now? Because they don't have enough of the proteolytic enzymes. Because if they had enough of the proteolytic enzymes, they wouldn't be getting it. So we know now what's going on now. Vaccines from 5 on up can be vaccinated at this particular point. And they're working on something for babies as we go on. So we know this is a fact. But again, breakthroughs are still taking place. So we have to be mindful. When viruses enter the body, they live and thrive off that organism's cellular enzyme production. They live off of something. So your enzyme production is what they're living off of. Nothing happens in the body without enzymes. That's going to be the other part of our presentation here tonight. But this is a fact. Look, what happens when viruses enter the body? They live and thrive off that organism's cellular enzyme production. Fever, headaches, muscular aching, and chills usually characterize viral infections. And we know this because they say what? Well, we're going to check you. We're going to check and see if you have a temperature. Want to know if you're having any headaches? Do you have any kind of fever? Those are symptoms that they started off asking us for, and you know they're still asking us for those things sometime wherever you go. They'll check you and see if do you have a fever or is your temperature high. Examples of viral infections include the common cold. Viral infections include the common cold, mononucleosis, influenza, polio, tonsillitis, infectious hepatitis, encephalitis, measles, and even certain forms of asthma. These are examples of viral infections. Allopathic drugs, when I say allopathic medicine, I'm talking about doctors that operate, sedate, and medicate. That's allopathic medicine. They go to school, allopathic doctors go to school to learn how to operate, sedate, and medicate. That's what they do. So allopathic drugs, though, have been shown to have little or no effect upon viruses. We know that. Why? How did we know this? We got 900,000 people dead already. So we don't have anything in the drug pouch, package, or bag that we know will address this. So if you want the best protection for your immune system, then use my Secure AV. It's Secure AV, S-E-C-U-R-E, and the last 2 letters are AV, Secure Antivirus Formula. Use that formula. It's designed to boost your immune response with elements known to do this for ages for man. So now what are those elements? Now this is something all of us should be taking every day. It just so happens you can get it all in the same place. Right here in the same formula from Genesis Health and Nutrition Center called Secure AV. Doesn't matter whether you have been vaccinated or whether you're not vaccinated. You should be using this every day. For less than $1, just about $1 a day. This is all it costs you. One bottle of this will last you 50 days. One bottle will last you 50 days. Just taking one of these a day will protect you from viruses. So what's in here? What are the ingredients in here? Well, vitamin A, palmitate, vitamin C, ascorbic acid, zinc, citrate, copper, copper chelate, L-lysine, astragalus root, milk thistle, the seed, elderberry powder, reishi mushroom extract, lion's mane, mycelium, and primrosea, cordyceps sinensis, pardiarco bark, echinacea purpurea, the root, golden seal, the root, quercetin. All of this in this product, all ingredients in this one formula at an affordable price as low as $1 per day to protect your health. In this one, so you don't have to go all of these different places to try to get, well, I need to get vitamin A, I need C, I need zinc, I need copper, I need all of these different things. No, we have them all here in one formula for you. About $1 a day to protect your health. Something for you to think about. Okay, so let's go on. Let me do this too while I have you all here before I take you into the next part of this presentation where we want to talk about the miracle of enzymes. Every Thursday evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I do a Zoom call. I'm on Zoom. There we are live. And you can get a chance to ask your questions on that Zoom call. So that's Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, let me give you the URL. Some of you are familiar with what I'm talking about when I say URL. This is the address. I'm going to give you the address that you put into your browser in order to pull this up on Thursday evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That number is 538-688-0784. And the password is time. These are lowercase, T-I-M-E. Password time, lowercase. Sometimes you need it to get in, sometimes you don't. So again, the Zoom address is 538-688-0784. And again, the password is time. That's Thursday evening, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch us. You can ask questions there. We're talking about health and nutrition every week. So it's a great place for you to, and particularly if you're a caregiver, it's a great place for you to be, learn something about your own health, but it certainly will help you with the person that you're taking care of. If you're in good health now, it's a great place for you to tune into. It will show you how you can build better health if you've lost your health and you want to regain your health and get your health back. It's a great place for you to tune in. Again, that's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Thursday evening. So let's talk about enzymes now. Let's do that because this is extremely important. Just what are enzymes? Anyway, what are they? See, now people are hearing about enzymes. We heard about vitamins and minerals before, but we never heard about enzymes. And vitamins and minerals really are coenzymes. But vitamins and minerals, but listen to this. It wasn't until 2002 that the American Medical Association published that every adult American should be taking a multivitamin, multimineral every day. I'm saying that wasn't until 2002. This nation right now, if we just look at the Constitution or whatever it is, we say it's a little over 200 years old. Well, 200 years to get us to the point where the American Medical Association comes out and says that all of us need vitamins and minerals. Every adult needs vitamins and minerals every day. Stop and think about that. So all of those years that we were trying to get vitamins and minerals for the most part just from our foods, thinking that we were getting them from our foods, have many of us in the condition that we're in today because we failed to get those vitamins and minerals as we were coming on, particularly when you start looking at baby boomers today. Those of us born 1946 to 1964, 78 million babies were born during that time. And so we didn't hear anything about, we didn't hear anything about vitamins and minerals until 2002. That was 20 years ago. I'm 75 today. I was born 1946. That means I was 50 years old before I heard that every American, adult American, should be having a multivitamin, multimineral every day. So stop and think about it. Excuse me. Why? Because today is the day to start making up the difference in terms of what had been lost. So let's go on. Just what are enzymes anyway? Although Emma Reed from Dr. Dickey Fuller's book here on enzymes, one of the best publications out today, the miracle on enzymes, the miracle of enzymes. She's very, very well. In fact, Dr. Dickey is gone at this point. Just a few months ago, we just lost her. May God peace be on her. But we just lost her. Phenomenal mind, built a huge business, naturopathic business, and served the public here for, I know, because I've been with this company almost 30 years in one way or another. So we're going to read from her book on enzymes. So she says, although enzyme biochemistry has been the subject of intensive study since the 1930s, the role of enzymes in supplementation and therapy has not been widespread or understood by many people. And that's a fact. Most of you listening to me tonight, you don't understand enzymes. You don't know anything about enzymes. This is not to put you down, but it's a fact. And you do need to know something about them because nothing takes place in your body without enzymes. No metabolic processes go on without enzymes. You don't see, you don't hear, you don't smell, you don't taste, you don't touch without enzymes. Isn't it ironic that almost everyone knows the value of vitamins and minerals or coenzymes, but cannot tell you anything about enzymes? That's most people. Enzymes are necessary in every chemical reaction that occurs in the body. Nothing happens without enzymes. So if nothing happens without enzymes, what is that telling you? You need enzymes in your body all the time, just to smell and hear and see and taste and touch. And the other thing about it, as we go on with this subject, just cutting through some of it, the older your body, as your body ages, you don't produce enzymes like you once did. So now digestion, absorption, all those other processes, metabolic processes that should be taking place, not taking place the way that they should because you don't have the catalyst to make, the enzymes to make it happen. All organs, tissues, and 100 trillion cells in the body depend upon enzymes. Everything you are. Everything depends upon enzymes. Coenzymes Vitamins and minerals, she says, require enzymes in order to be absorbed and used by the cell. Now, some of you, you're taking a multivitamin, multimineral every day. And unfortunately, your body is not utilizing it as it should. Why? Because you're not taking enzymes to go along with it. You say, oh, it's a vitamin and a mineral. Yeah, but vitamins and minerals have to have enzymes in order for the body to be able to use them. So don't just think because you're taking vitamins and minerals, you're getting the enzymes. You're not. And those vitamins and minerals must be broken down if you're going to be able to use them. So the molecules have to be split. If there's protein there, if there are fats there, if there are carbohydrates there, they have to be fixed. They've got to be fixed. When I say fixed, I mean they must be split. They must be broken down in order for your body to be able to use them. Enzyme utilization of coenzymes creates 100,000 chemical reactions every second for metabolism, allowing us to see, hear, feel, move, and think. Everything requires enzymes. So let me just say this. When you sit down to eat your meal, any meal, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, don't you know you're supposed to have enzymes? You should have enzymes to help you digest that food, break that food down. Otherwise, it's going to become rancid. It will spoil. It will become putrid in the system if it's not digested or metabolized. This is what's happening to so many people. And look how overweight we are as a public. Look how obese we are as a public. Why? Because digestion is poor. And we're not digesting the foods that we're taking in. So what does the brain do? The brain is going to take it and store it somewhere. And it has a process. Ultimately, where does it end up? This waste material? In the fat cells. That's where it ends up. So it stores it in the fat cells. And this is the reason why so many people are overweight and obese in America today. Digestion and elimination are poor, need to be improved. And if you improve them, then we start improving weight management as an individual and as a nation. This is factual. So nothing happens in your body without enzymes. And if you want to get the most out of your food, you need enzymes. Some of you, you're suffering from GERD, acid reflux, so many different things. Just poor digestion, poor elimination, bowel doesn't move, or either you got diarrhea or you've got gastrointestinal problems, inflammation in the gastrointestinal tract. Now, there's answers for all of this. But believe me, being in a preventive mode is better instead of having to turn it around. Enzymes are proteins, commonly referred to as metabolic enzymes when they are made in the body. When these enzymes are made in the body, they're referred to as metabolic enzymes. We are born with a metabolic enzyme bank. All of us are born with a bank of enzymes. Enzymes to help us digest fats, enzymes to help us digest carbohydrates, enzymes designed to help us digest proteins and sugars. All of us are born with those enzymes. But we use them up as time passes, and the body doesn't produce them like it once did without any type of assistance from outside. They must be present. Metabolic enzymes. They must be present before any chemical reaction can take place in our system. Even vitamins. minerals, and hormones cannot do their job without these enzymes. Nothing. Vitamins, minerals, hormones, nothing. Your nervous system is not going to work properly. None of your systems in the body will work properly. Digestion, elimination, hormonal system, nervous system. I mean, come on, circulation. We can go on and on and on and on. Those processes are not going to work without enzymes. Even enzymes, again, minerals, she says. Vitamins, minerals, and hormones cannot do their job without these enzymes. We used to say that enzymes were too small to be seen through the most powerful microscopes. This has changed throughout the years with the stronger microscopes that allow us to see pictures of specific enzymes. It's a fact. I see them every day. I look through a microscope almost every day as I'm dealing with clients. So we see enzymes now. Why? Because we got high-powered microscopes that allow us to. We couldn't in the past. Oh, it's something for us to think about. But look at what has happened just because of microscopes now. Now we see things, well, this has been going on since the 1700s, 1600s, 1700s. The microscope has been here since late 1600s, 1700s. So now then it enabled us, as we do now, to see things that we couldn't see before. See things much more. We can magnify things now with the microscope. We can take a thing and turn and magnify them 1,000 times. Some even more than that. Some microscopes bigger than that, huge, much bigger than that. Manufactured, blow a thing up, almost 10,000 times? Something that you can't see with the naked eye? These are microscopes. This has changed throughout the years with the stronger microscopes that allow us to see pictures of specific enzymes. These tiny proteins are a catalyst, a spark, or an action. Enzymes. They are that dynamic power that gives us our ability to function at the highest level of good health. This cannot happen without enzymes, you all. So how do our bodies make enzymes? How do our bodies make enzymes? She goes on to say, these delicate life-giving substances called enzymes are present in all living cells, whether vegetable or animal, whether it's in the plant kingdom, whether it's in the animal kingdom. The enzymes are there. And enzymes are giving life to the plant kingdom and the animal kingdom. Technically, enzymes, she says, are energized protein molecules. Enzymes are energized protein molecules. Our bodies can obtain them in only two ways. Pay attention. By making them inside the body. It's called endogenous metabolic enzymes, or by acquiring them through the protein food we ingest from outside the body, exogenous enzymes, by using properly digested proteins to replenish or make more metabolic enzymes. So it's saying more proteins, using proteins properly and being able to properly digest your proteins helps to replenish your body. Well, what helps you to digest? Enzymes. Enzymes, you have to have enzymes in order for the food to digest. So there's no way for us to get around. If you want to produce, manufacture enzymes, then you got to be able to use the protein that you're consuming. And the body doesn't get a chance to use that protein unless you have prolytic enzymes in the system to split the protein so that the body can absorb it. That's the only way that it can be used. And if it's used that way, then it will help the body produce metabolic enzymes. But that's you taking it in from outside. So whether you're taking in prolytic enzymes or some other type of protein, or whether you're getting the protein from your food, as long as the body is using that protein, then it has the ability to produce metabolic enzymes, or those proteins that make up metabolic enzymes. So what happens? So there are problems that occur with the source of this. What happens? As you get older, your body becomes much less efficient, thus producing significantly fewer enzymes than it did when it was young. So we know this to be a fact. That things start slowing down as you get older. You know they do. And look how the body works. It has this instinctive intelligence. So it'll consider, all right, what am I spending here every day? This is instinctive intelligence just questioning itself. What am I spending here every day? How much energy am I spending here every day on this particular function? Does he or does she, do they still really need this function? Well, if they don't, I'm shutting it down. I'm going to shut it down and use this energy for something else. This is the body. And that's what it'll do. So the body says, well, she's not going to have any more babies, so we'll just shut this down. He's not going to produce anymore, so we're going to shut this down. So frigidity, prostate problems with males, these kind of problems start setting in. Because the body is saying, I don't have enough energy to do all of this. I don't have enough enzymes to do all of this. So I'm only going to do what I can. So this is going to suffer. It's just like your body with water. Your body instinctively knows that it's supposed to have so much water every day. If it doesn't get that water, it's going to ration the water that it does get. And it will go into a multi-level water rationing mode. Your brain will do this because the brain is controlling all of the systems in the body. So the brain says, okay, she didn't take in enough water today. He didn't take in enough water today. So eyeball, you don't get any. Spleen, you're not getting any. Kidneys, you're not getting any. Because he or she didn't take in enough. So I got to ration the water. So if you take in enough water, if you drink enough water every day, your body won't ration the water. Instinctively, it will know that it has enough for all of the cells and systems in the body not to suffer from dehydration. Instinctively, it's going to know that. But if you don't drink enough water, instinctively, it's going to know too. It doesn't have enough water, and then it will ration the water. This is how your body functions. This is how it works. So as you get older, know for certain, the body is going to stop producing enzymes the way that it did when your body was young. And if you wanted producing enzymes, you're going to have to take in proteins, good proteins, and then make sure that they're being digested so that the body can use it and produce the enzymes that you need. Secondly, she says, the greatest part of the food you eat today is, listen to this, genetically modified. Now, you've heard of this GMO. All of us heard this. We don't know, most of us don't know what it is. All we know, we just say, oh, they just say these are foods that they created. It is engineered, genetically modified. Meaning, it's not the food, the real stuff. But we're hearing about it now, and we're eating these foods. In many cases, unbeknown to us that we are eating genetically modified foods. Don't even know it. Let's go on. She says, secondly, the greatest part of the food you eat today is genetically modified, and your body does not recognize those unidentified proteins. So your body's not recognizing them. As a result, you do not get enough proteins to replenish your supply of enzymes in order to remain healthy and energized. You're just not getting enough. You ain't getting enough protein from these genetically modified foods. Body's not recognizing them at all. So what? So you're not getting them. So what? So the body can't produce them because you need protein in order for the body to produce the enzymes. So because you're getting these genetically modified foods, the body can't recognize it. You're not producing proteins the way that you're supposed to. So digestion, elimination, assimilation, absorption, circulation, all of these processes now are impeded because you're not getting the protein. Furthermore, she says, because enzymes are protein molecules, the body needs a constant supply of amino acids, which make up protein, from our diets to continue replacing lost metabolic enzymes. So you need those amino acids. And there are some that are essential. There are 7 or 8 that are essential. When I say essential, your body doesn't manufacture them. You can only get them from outside. You're only going to get them in your diet. And so if they're not in your diet, if you don't have them in your diet, you're not getting them because your body is not manufacturing them. So that tells you right there, that's a strain on the body. Body's not producing. If anyone at any age has a stomach, digestive problem, or does not consume enough protein in their diets, the body's ability to replenish its metabolic enzymes and rebuild is hindered. I got to say that again for all of you. If anyone, she says, at any age has a stomach, digestive problem, or does not consume enough protein in their diets, the body's ability to replenish its metabolic enzymes and rebuild is hindered. So now you don't have to be going to meat just to get protein. You can go to beans and nuts. There are other foods. In fact, just about every food's got protein in it. Some foods have more protein than in others. But you need protein. And a lot of times, iron deficiency, folic acid deficiencies, and those type of things come when we're not getting enough protein. And in certain cases, animal protein. But that's not the answer because you got legumes out there. You got all different types of foods out there that have proteins in them that you can go to as opposed to meat if you don't want to eat meat. But you have to make sure that you're getting protein from those foods. Otherwise, the body's going to suffer. Our bodies cannot exist without metabolic enzymes. So again, body's going to slow down in the production. Why do you think the aging process? When you look at people, some of these people in their 30s, 40s, they look like they're in their 60s and 70s. Why? Simply because of what I'm talking to you about right now. If you want to slow the aging process down, then make sure you're using enzymes, particularly digestive enzymes with your meals, so that your body is not trying to do all of the digesting of your food. And the diets that we have today, our bodies were never meant to digest these foods. these GMOs, all of the cooked processed stuff that we're using today, that we're eating today, our bodies were never meant to manage that, try to handle all that by themselves. So you need enzymes. If our bodies make their own enzymes, she asks, why then do we need to take supplemental digestive enzymes? Let me ask this question again for you. If our bodies make their own enzymes, then why do we need to take supplemental digestive enzymes? She goes on to say, a wide array of disorders can affect your digestive tract, the long tube of organs that begins at your mouth and ends at your anus. Over 90 million people suffer every day from some form of digestive issues: heartburn, acid reflux, gastroesophageal reflex disorders or GERD, irritable bowel syndrome or IBS, indigestion, constipation, diarrhea, abdominal pain, etc. Think about this. All of these disorders. This is over 90 million people suffer from this every day. Think about this. So I know some of you watching me tonight, you're suffering from this. And I'm telling you exactly why and what you need to do about it. Now, the question is, what does it matter to you or not? I'm sure you don't like feeling uncomfortable. But the question is, what do you do about it? Either you're going to stop the consumption of what's causing that problem, or you're going to put something in the body now that will help relieve the symptoms. One of the two. You're going to do one of the two. We don't do well with pain. Human beings don't do well with pain. Unless we're on a mission for something. Otherwise, we're avoiding pain and we're gravitating towards pleasure. Your body, she says, your body produces digestive enzymes. However, it cannot produce enough digestive enzymes to keep up with the typical Western diet, which is full of enzyme depleted, cooked, and processed foods. Body can't manage it. It doesn't have the vitality and the energy to manage it. And we don't do enough to support it. Eating fractionated foods, in many cases, we don't even know that they're fractionated foods. Not even realizing that these foods, many of these foods that we're eating that are processed, that are cooked, and that are genetically modified, our body is not even recognizing and not really using them. And so it's creating complications for us. And look at the complication that overweight does. I mean, there's so many things that spin off from just being overweight, from hypertension to diabetes. Come on. We can go on. Autoimmune disorders. We can go on and on. So we have to put these things in our bodies, you guys. So, however, it cannot produce enough digestive enzymes to keep up with the typical Western diet. And this is a sad diet, which is full of enzyme depleted, enzyme depleted, no enzymes, cooked, basically enzymes dead, gone, and processed, again, enzymes dead, gone. Once you cook a food to a certain temperature, then the food becomes dead. you kill the enzyme activity in that food. So if you don't have some assistance from digestive enzymes to help you break that food down, then here's where food starts to spoil on you, become rancid on you, sours on you. It just becomes putrid on you. And then you start developing a compost pile down through that long track, 26 feet from your mouth to your anus. But then stuff starts building up there. Compost starts building up there. And then microorganisms start to evolve in the waste, coming out of the waste. Well, you say, yeah, once it starts to spoil. You can set an apple up on your desk there, or on your table in front of you. Leave it there long enough and you're going to see something grow out of it as it spoils. Meat will do the same thing. So as food putrefies in the gastrointestinal tract, that very same thing starts to happen. Parasites start to develop and grow out of. See, decay is growth too, but it's a negative growth, but still growth. So parasites start to develop. This is in the gastrointestinal tract. It starts wreaking havoc. Bacteria, as the food starts to break down and spoil and everything, bacteria starts to develop. Bacteria starts to evolve into yeast. The yeast starts to evolve into fungus. The fungus evolves into mold. And then back to dust. This is the carbon cycle. From symbiotic microbiotic organisms, or organisms that have a good friendly relationship with your body, to start to become an enemy to you once your body starts to experience damage. Poor digestion, poor elimination, we can go on and on. Poor absorption. When this starts to happen and damage starts setting in, infections start to set in, then those same symbiotic organisms that have a good relationship with you, they start evolving to bacteria. Bacteria is the cleanup crew. If we didn't have bacteria, you have carcasses just laying all over the globe. When something dies, it would just lay there. But because of bacteria, the bacteria breaks it down. And so this is what's going to happen to your body when the life force is gone. The problem with us, though, is that process will start while you're still alive. Bacteria will start breaking down, start turning things into mold or cancer while you're still alive. So we have to preserve this. We have to work to preserve our health and protect our health by putting good stuff into the body and make sure that it's working the way that it's supposed to. So these metabolic processes, we can't get away from them and expect that we're going to have good health. It won't work that way. So she says, add to this the fact that genetically modified foods cannot be broken down properly and are therefore seen by the immune system as an allergy. 80% of your immune system is located in your digestive tract. British Society of Medicine produced a document years ago. Says death begins in the colon. Death begins in the colon. Death begins in the gastrointestinal tract. So you have to be putting enzymes in there every day to aid in digestion, friendly flora, friendly bacteria, to make sure that bad bacteria don't just build up in the body and start wreaking havoc. This is what happens. In most cases, the gastrointestinal tract for most people is 80% bad bacteria or 85% bad bacteria, 15 to 20% Good bacteria. It should be the other way around. You need 85% good bacteria, 15% bad bacteria. So you need to do what? Put friendly flora or friendly probiotics into your system every day. Best time to do it is when you get ready to go to sleep at night. These things cannot be overlooked if you're talking about having good health. So I'm hoping that what we're sharing with you here today, you'll take and do something with. Knowledge by itself is just not enough. If you don't do something with it, nothing's going to happen. Change has to take place, but you got to change. You have to change. Nothing's going to change till you change. So don't expect for things to get better till you get better. Better isn't something down the road. Better is something that you become. When you get better, things get better. It don't work any other way. One other couple more things here before we leave out of here today. If you were, she says, if you were not breastfed as an infant, and or if you were given solid food too early in life, you would be a likely candidate for what? Allergies. If you ever give, we feed our kids foods too soon, infants too soon, certain foods. The weaning period really is supposed to be 2 years. Baby shouldn't have anything except mother's milk really for 2 years. Those first teeth that the baby get, those are milk teeth. He don't have no molars or things that can crush the teeth in the beginning. But we want to feed the baby, so we get the baby food and that kind of stuff, and we say, oh, the baby's going to like this, so we taste it. We taste the food first. We taste the spinach or whatever. Oh, this don't taste good. Baby ain't going to like this. Well, you don't know what the baby going to like. Baby ain't never tasted it before. But they put sugar in it so that you'll like it. So you taste it. You say, oh, this tastes pretty good. But you could take that food in it when it's time for that baby to eat that type of food, and gave it to that baby, and expect that baby's body is going to be able to use it. Not if you give it to her too early, and it will create allergies. So I got to stop here. It's been good to look. This is the first time back with you all in a very, very long time. It's been good talking to you. I'm looking forward to talking to you all again the next time. You all have a healthy and pleasant evening. Look forward to talking to you again the next time. Peace be unto you. Assalamu alaikum.